Hello students, welcome to ePathshala. I am Natarajan, Assistant Professor working at Kumaraguru College of Technology. Today we are going to see final garment inspection system and specific garment testing. Final garment inspection system is the last step of garment inspection system. In this stage, complete garments are inspected by the buyer or buying agent. Different parts of garments are inspected in this stage, such as garment main fabric, accessories, trims, labels, etc. Final inspection also consists of inspecting the finished garments from buyer's point of view. Size measurement, form fitting, that is putting the garment on the proper size mannequins to see if they properly fit labeled sizes, and live modeling. Final inspection may occur before or after garments are packed in polybag or carton. Process flow of final garment inspection. The following elements must be checked on each order. Failure to meet any of the elements could cause the order to be rejected. Inspection procedure of garments is as follows: confirmation of quantity, confirmation of accessories, measurement, inside inspection, outside inspection, final inspection, and packing. Confirmation of quantity. First step of garment inspection starts with confirmation of quantity with the vendor's packing list by counting all pieces of each box. If quantity is not matching to the packing list and written in the box, then the discrepancy is informed to buyer. Confirmation of accessories. Next step is the confirmation of accessories such as sewing thread, buttons, zippers, lining, etc. as specified by the buyer, and all labels are evaluated based on the specifications outlined in the specification sheet for correct brand name, fiber content, care instruction, and country of origin and its placement. Measurements. Garment measuring is included in the inspection. After confirmation of accessories, a minimum of 13 pieces for one order must be measured with at least one piece of each size and color being selected for measuring. All pieces are measured as per specification sheet which is given by buyer side. If any measurement problem is noticed, then we check the original sample and inform the buyer at the same time. Measurements out of tolerance are unacceptable and should be marked with circle on the report as a minor defect. Jumping out of grade should be marked with triangle as a major defect. If one garment has two or more major defects only, it should be marked as one major defect. And if there are two minor defects in different garment while in the same size, it should be accounted as one major defect. Inside inspection. At this stage, garment is checked from reverse side to ensure that there is no fabric defect, poor stitching, and stains, etc. in the garment. Outside inspection. At this stage, garment is checked from outside to ensure that there is no color variation, weaving defect, fabric defect, printing defect, holes, poor stitching, bad smell, dyeing defect, and stains, etc. in the garment. Final inspection. Final inspection stage is the most important part of garment inspection process. Here, garment is rechecked to confirm that inspection is done properly without missing any checking step. Packing. After completing final inspection, all grade A goods are put back into poly bags as per the original packing, and then they are sent for needle inspection. So depending on the quality of defect, some garments are sent for repair and some for rejected. Garment defects. In practice, three types of defects are categorized, such as critical, major, and minor, depending on the severity. Determine whether a defect is major or minor, the following factors are to be considered. Whether defect will render garment unsaleable, whether defect is easily noticed, and the location of defect on the garment. Critical defects. A critical defect is one that is likely to result in hazardous or unsafe condition when using the product or others in the immediate vicinity of its use. Critical defect is also a deviation from delivery requirements which prevents the product from being received. If one occurrence of critical defect is observed during the inspection, the entire lot will be rejected. A 100% inspection will be carried out by the garment factory quality assurance staff to remove the defect products. A 100% inspection will be carried out by the garment factory quality assurance staff to remove the defective products. Major defects. This is a defect which is sufficient to cause the garment to be considered as seconds quality. A defect which is noticeable, affects the saleability or serviceability, worsen with the wear and time, varies significantly from the garment approval specification. Minor defects. This is a defect which does not normally be identified by the customer but is however less than agreed quality standard. A defect which does not affect performance of garments in normal conditions, is not noticeable to the customer on purchasing, is not noticeable to the wearer of the garment or anyone adjacent to the wearer, will not worsen with the time and wear. Defects zone in garment. Generally, defects are classified into three categories in the eye of buyer's inspection. These are critical, major and minor defects. In some cases, major defect can be considered as minor defect based on the location of the defect. The location is called as zone. Garments zoning is done to get a right evaluation of garment during visual inspection in the apparel industry. Location of defects zone of garment is not only helpful for final inspection but is also helpful for consumer who will try to purchase any type of ready-made garments on the basis of visual inspection. Defect zone classification of garments during inspection. In order to conduct inspection, garments are divided into three zones. Zone 1, most noticeable. Zone 2, average noticeable. Zone 3, least noticeable. Three defect zones of garments are also known as: at the front sleeves and upper front is considered as zone 1. Lower front is considered as zone 2. On the back of garment, underarms and back bottom is considered as zone 3. Evidently, zone 1 is the most important part of garments. Zone 2 is the next important area and zone 3 is the least important zone. For instance, a seam puckering or shading in zone 1 makes a garment totally reject, while the same defect in zone 2 impairs functional quality to a lesser extent and in zone 3 to the least extent. In third case, garment is nearly perfect and saleable. Illustrative example of defect zone classification of shirt and trousers are given below to understand defect zone classification of garments clearly. Acceptable quality level. Inspection is the tool that is used for assessing the conformation of merchandise to the agreed specification. Though inspection is important and it gives an idea about the acceptable level of product, it may not be possible to carry out 100% inspection of all the units in the particular shipment or lot because it is costlier and excessive handling of goods will result in losing their freshness. Having known that 100% inspection may not be the best thing to do, the next question is, if not 100%, how much to inspect? The answer is acceptance sampling procedure, which is used to arrive at a sampling plan and makes an acceptance decision. Acceptance sampling is a scientific technique and is also tells us the probability of making a wrong judgment while using it. It provides with sampling plan, the number of samples to be inspected and the accepted quality level. Acceptance sampling plan help in distinguishing between acceptable and unacceptable lots. The basic assumption here is if the proportionate sample is randomly drawn from a lot, the sample would represent the quality level of a lot, and based on this, the acceptance decision can be made. Acceptance sampling is the middle of the road approach between 100% inspection and no inspection. AQL means maximum average defective garments in a lot beyond which a batch will be rejected. It is expressed in percentage number of average defective garments by a following formula. Average defective garments equal to number of defective garments found during inspection divided by total number of garments inspected into 100. The sample plan also provides the number of maximum allowed defective pieces. If the defective pieces are less than allowed number, the lot is accepted. If the number of defective pieces are greater than allowed, the lot is rejected. Sampling plan is selected in such a way that quality is ensured within a statistical confidence limit of 95% and above. Acceptable quality levels used in garment industry are 1.5%, 2.5%, 4% and 6.5%. The AQL level used for inspection depends on the price and the quality of product. Normally, lower level AQL standard such as AQL 1.5% is used for higher price garments, and higher level AQL standard such as 6.5% is used for lower quality and lower price garments. As for example, AQL 2.5% means maximum average defective item is 2.5%, which is acceptable in the inspection system. How to read AQL table? In general cases, buyer will determine which sampling plan and what AQL to adopt. There are three types of sampling plans, that is single, double and multiple sampling plans. Each sampling plan can be performed at three levels, that is normal, tightened and reduced, depending on the inspection requirements and quality of garment. The apparel industry mainly uses single sampling plans for the acceptance decisions. However, few buyers also use double sampling procedure. In single sampling based on AQL table, inspector randomly draw a sample consisting of specified number of garments from a lot. The sample plan also provides the number of maximum allowed defective pieces. If the defective pieces are less than allowed number, the lot is accepted. If the number of defective pieces greater than allowed, the lot is rejected. One may say that acceptance sampling is scientific. Ideally speaking, it must lead to 100% reliable results. On the other words, it must always lead to acceptance of lots containing lower defective level than AQL, and must reject all the lots that contain more than defective products than AQL. But this is not possible, as the acceptance decision is made only on the basis of small sample drawn from the lot. It carries a risk of making a wrong judgment. Now let us see the example for single sampling plan procedure. For normal inspection procedure, assume AQL is 2.5% to be followed for lot size of 600 garments. First, from table 1, find out the code letter for lot size of 600 garments, and inspection level 2 is J. From table 2, that is single sampling plan, the letter J corresponds to sample size of 80. So 80 samples are needed to inspect out of 600. At AQL 2.5, if defective garments are less than or equal to 5, the whole lots will be accepted. If it is found to be 6 or more, the whole lot will be rejected. Now let us see example for double sampling plan procedure. For normal inspection procedure, assume AQL is 4% to be followed for lot size of 3000 garments. First, from table 1, find out the code letter for lot size of 3000 garments and inspection level 2 is K. In table 3, double sampling plan shows the sample size of letter K is 80. In the first inspection, at AQL 4%, acceptance number is 5, rejection number is 9. If any number between 5 to 9, the second inspection is needed. For second inspection, the sample size is again 80. At AQL 4%, the cumulated acceptable number is 12 and rejection number is 13. If the number of defective garments found in the first sample is 6 and in the second sample is 5, making a total of 11, then whole lot of 3000 pieces will be accepted. Garment specific testing. Seam slippage. Seam slippage is a fabric problem, especially for fabrics that contain slippery yarn or that have an open structure or where number of warp and weft interlacing is low. Such factors mean that one set of yarns may be easily pulled through other. Seam slippage is the condition where seam sewn in the fabric opens under load. Some of this gap may close on removal of load, but some of it may be a permanent deformation. Constant rate of extension tensile testing instrument with the following parameter is used to calculate seam slippage. Load cell with 50 kg capacity, 50 mm per minute constant rate of extension, pneumatic rubber faced jaws. Seam strength. Seam strength is the strength of seam assembly in a garment. It is a function of strength of thread used for the seam, type of seam assembly in the garment and type of fabric used. Failure of seam assembly can occur either by breaking of sewing thread, tearing of fabric at seam, excessive yarn slippage adjacent to the stitches, or combination of above mentioned condition. The specimen is mounted on the tensile tester. It is operated until the seam or fabric ruptures. The observation is made whether the rupture is caused by fabric yarn rupture, sewing thread rupture, seam yarn slippage, or a combination of two or more of the foregoing. Seam strength. The formula for seam strength is individual specimen seam breaking force in grams divided by width of the specimen in centimeter. The formula for seam efficiency is seam strength divided by base fabric strength into 100. Snap or button strength tester. In order to ensure button snaps are securely attached to garments, a minimum pull force of 90 newtons or 9.17 kg is required. To determine the holding or breaking strength between snap button and the garment sample, the snap button component is gripped by under clamp and the garment is fixed to the lower fabric clamp. Zipper testing. There are various methods by which zipper strength can be evaluated. The basic strength can be determined based on the results of the following inspection methods, from which overall strength appropriate for respective uses can be judged. To determine ordinary zipper strength, a zipper chain is interlocked, pulled at a fixed speed at right angle to the chain interlocked direction, and the resistance is measured. Top stop holding strength. The lower part of an interlocked zipper is fixed and the slider is pulled up to the top stop. Holding strength is measured by pulling the slider tab firmly. Bottom stop holding strength. The slider is pulled down to the bottom stop and single chains are opened at the right and left sides. Bottom stop holding strength and resistance of elements inside the slider are measured. Separating unit crosswise strength. The open part is fixed to the tensile tester so that the end of last element falls into the line with clamp edge and tensile strength is measured. Slider lock strength. A slider is locked at middle of zipper chain and single chains are open to the right and left sides. Locking strength and resistance of elements inside the slider are measured. Slider tab pull-off strength. For completed slider, resistance of slider is measured when pull tab is pulled away from lower part of body. Now let us conclude. It is not possible to conduct 100% inspection in the final inspection stage. Proper selection of apparel sampling procedure is the middle of the road approach between 100% inspection and no inspection. Today's educated consumer is focused on finding apparel with best balance of style, quality, price, manufactured under the highest possible ethical standard. So the increased consumer awareness is making apparel quality control more important than ever.